Allow yourself to find true love by letting go. The moment that you let go of a person that means so much to you, but they can't commit to you, is the moment that you find yourself. It's incredibly important to realize that no matter what you do, no matter how much you change about yourself, there is nothing you can do to make somebody else appreciate what you provide to them. Sometimes it's the case that what you have is valuable, is worth being cherished, it is special in its own right, but it's just not suitable for the situation you're in. A lot of the time we fall in love with people, or we grow a really close bond, and we want them to feel about us the way they make us feel. And a lot of us love purely. We love just because of that person's existence. There's nothing wrong with that. The issue becomes when you're ultimately changing yourself to be accepted by an individual that more than likely, 9 times out of 10, cannot love themselves. When someone operates from a place of pure love, they're not only able to give love, but to appreciate it. And anytime that you are setting yourself up to, be ostracized by someone, they're not really valuing you while you're present, all those things, you're not fully loving yourself. You make yourself emotionally unavailable for the love that you deserve every time you choose to try to love somebody out of their own emotional unavailability. That's their problem to solve, not yours. You might not even be trying to fix a person. You just want to love them, to encourage them, and to make them feel something that they have said they lost. But that's still not your job. It's not your job for them to process it the way they're supposed to process it. They have to learn that. And if someone feels like they can find better outside of you, let them. The biggest form of love is consideration. And sometimes that consideration is letting go. Ultimately, I speak from experience. I've had plenty of people that I grew to love, and they meant the world to me, and they would tell me the same things, but I noticed over time things would change. And because I was so in tune with the way of life, I knew that something was going to happen, and I tried to cling to that, not intentionally, but because I didn't want to lose that thing. I didn't want to lose that person, that relationship, that opportunity to share my heart with that person. And I failed myself. I failed my way of loving. The way that I love is very special. It's endless. It's mature. It's kind. It's with no expectation. And you have to make sure that you're not clinging to looking for validation out of another person. Sometimes it's not that that person doesn't want to give it to you, is that they can't, or maybe they just don't understand love the way you do, and that's okay too. I just really wanted to be clear that love is something that flows. Love is something that is considerate. Love is something you're not forcing, or you don't have to beg for, or you don't have to, forget who you are just to have it. You don't have to earn love. Love is not to be earned. It is to be shared. It is to be valued, and it is to be honored. If none of those things are happening on the other end, let that person go. Sometimes they feel like the grass is greener. Let them find their greener grass, okay? You water yours. You honor yours. You build a garden for yourself. There's always something somewhere in this world where you will be appreciated. Just keep being true to yourself and loving yourself. ultimately, you have to understand that maybe you aren't that person's person. Maybe you are not the love of their lives. Whatever the case may be, you are special. You do matter, and you deserve a love that uplifts you and shows your true essence. The more that you try to prove yourself and convince yourself that this is the way of love, the more you lose who you truly are, and you lose the concept of giving love to you. You have to understand that every single person is not meant to stay in our lives. Some people are to get us to the next level, and they can still mean the world to you. Sometimes you have to know that your person is the person that chooses to love you in return. When both of you choose the same form of love, that is your person. True love is not being put second, ever. And sometimes the love that you feel eternally for somebody may show up in the form of a seasonal love. Sometimes those seasons can be for years or sometimes for months. But you have to understand that in order to receive all that your heart and soul is asking for, you have to let go. It doesn't always look the way you want it to look. We can't be selfish in that, right? Because then we don't get what we really need. We don't learn the lessons that we really should. We keep ourselves stuck in places that do not serve us any longer. So please don't beat yourself up. Understand that your love is always worthy. Your love does not lose purpose. It does not lose value. Just because someone else could not meet and match you and meet your needs, it also does not mean that it is diminished because someone else chose something else or that person was removed from your life. When you learn to love yourself, your love can only grow.